you ever coached before, you would know what Dion's talking about.
That's what I'd be tripping about. We should do a segment that's what I did on. Wait a minute, did I do it on this show last Wednesday when I read did it on Monday? I think we read the comments that Florida fans were saying about me with the DC. I'm like, y'all just really just popping up on random stranger shit and don't even like do the research of it. I actually don't mind what Dion said. I'm just telling you it's stupid. Actually, watching Narduzzi's press conference, I think he was too nice. After watching film on Pitt, I gotta watch the Notre Dame games. If I gotta ask, it's a guy it's a meme viral. He does videos when he's like talking about if coaches were honest after their, and he was just like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I did my job. It was them. They didn't do their job. We did all the work. But in all of that, there was a thing I shared, and even in the thing I shared, people still don't get it. And somebody said, my guy Wesley Todd had a great bar. He said, looking at the comments of the things that you post lets me know that this is true. America ranks like 125th in literacy, with most Americans not being able to have reading comprehension skills past the 6th grade. I actually think that's too high. I believe most don't have reading comprehension skills past the 4th grade. But I can tell it's not just reading, it's just that you don't listen. And also when people can make be so passionate about a minute clip and don't go listen to the rest of it, like it just really is going to be the theme of the show. Like Joker had it Joker was right. I don't know if it's me. I just really like compassionate villains. I like Joker, Bane. I love Bane. Yeah. Thanos was right. All these guys was right. Like Joker is just, why so angry? Like why? Like you should smile. Like why? Like, and then the quickest thing is I don't care. If you didn't care, you wouldn't be here. Right. Like you care. It's nothing wrong with caring. It's something wrong with denying the fact that you care, because you gave such an explicit response. Sorry, you guys don't realize this is a carryover of the topic. This is Big Games B.S. brought to you by Dead Media Group, or whatever, presented by Dead Media Group, brought to you by alphamailejacks.com. I'm going to state this. It's going to be a somber moment, and yes, we will talk about a legend and a GOAT here very soon. So everybody knows Monday's show was delayed because I went to the ER. And I was told by Christina to go to the ER. Christina is the person the nurse practitioner for Alpha Male Jacks. So when you guys go to alphamailejacks.com, you put in your request. Christina's going to be the one that's going to respond to you and make sure that you're doing good. Christina is also the person that if you need something, you will hit her up and she will be like, hey, boom, I need some drugs. And I say that because it's what it is. She's not gonna give you weed, but like if you need like some antibiotics or whatever. So my chest was tight and I've had a cold. So she tells me to go to the hospital, check in, get an EKG, get these different things, make sure that these things are monitored, right? I was pissed. I lost $250, all of that shit, because that's, apparently now I have an ER, or whatever, some shit where you have an ER copay. But I also have good insurance, so I'm going to get paid for that. Yesterday morning, though, when I was driving to Tallahassee to go get ready to speak to Gabi High School, local high school there, I was hit with the news of a client with Alpha Male Jacks that had a heart attack. He died of a heart attack, died in his gym. He was actually a trainer that we referred people to. He referred people to the clinic. He passed away tragically. He had been experiencing chest pains and some other different things. Obviously, my stuff checked out right, but I sit back and I'm grateful that I had people with Alpha Male Jacks sit there and tell me, not just give me the drugs, but just sit there and tell me like, yo, go get this test, go get checked out, and then we'll proceed from there. And that's the benefit. Again, guys, men, women, whomever, go get checked out. The reason why I use these people is because I'm guilty of not wanting to go to a doctor. But I'm also grateful that I have people that I trust, that I can talk to, that can give me guidance. That if they tell me to go to the doctor, I'm gonna take my black ass to the doctor. So, if you don't have somebody like that, Alpha Male Jacks is the people to go to. Really do not want to lose any of you guys, especially my green people. Your your $3.99 comes in handy. All that jazz. But all seriousness, it's that holiday season. We don't want to lose people. I see people really fucked up with this kind of stuff because they lose a lot of people during the holiday season. So, yeah. So, on that note, make sure you push the like button. It's fucking Friday. We're gonna be able to get into some wild shit, cool, interesting things to me. But for those who don't know, it is official. We don't know what time the game is, but we are pretty sure that we will have a tailgate at Lot 19, Did Media Group, Sporadics, Dope Talk. We'll be having a Miami FSU tailgate. Right now, the price is at $50 a tailgate ticket. It will go up to about $70, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. Just check it out. Make sure you go. It's my pinned tweet, literally at Big Game James _36. It's my pinned tweet. Hit it up. Pay for it. It's going to be a good thing. You guys went to the last. It has matched LSU. But to be honest with you, I'm still fucking tired from LSU. So like, no, well, the one in New Orleans was muddy. This one was just chaos. 1,000 people. So, but we'll have this tailgate. It's there. All of the stuff is up there for you to be able to pay for it. I don't want to hear shit about it. Going up too high. So, yeah, that's what we got. Make sure you hit it up. We're gonna make sure it's all good. It's gonna be a great splendiferous time and all that jazz. But it's on my pin tweet. Please check it out. Yeah. Moving forward to other stuff. My boy D, Mr. Williams, he put you gotta pay the tithes. That's the funny thing. That's what we used to joke back in the day. So you gotta pay your tithes, man. Pay your tithes and offerings. That's what it is. We won't have wine, but in my church, if I ever get one, it will be Hennessy flavored. We'll have a shot of Hennessy, and we can have some cheesy bread. That would be our communion, as long as you eat it as bread. But all jokes aside, getting out of that, I found out something that was dope. Hold on, what was it? And it's crazy, right? And here's why I say it's crazy. Did you know you could not microwave ramen noodles? Like the cup of noodles. So like you go to it's like it came out the other day and they were like cup noodles. I guess that's the name of the brand. They made an announcement. They're making cup noodles will be microwavable for the first time in 50 years, thanks to a new cup design. What the fuck were they? And like apparently a bunch of people know that I guess you can't microwave styrofoam. Like, what have we been? So everybody knows you can't microwave styrofoam. So what have you been doing when you get the Arch-to-Go boxes from our tailgate? It's clearly in styrofoam. What do you do with your styrofoam plates? Are you not heating up the styrofoam plates? But this could explain why America is 125th in reading. So it could explain why a lot of good football players come from the hood. Because we've been heating up styrofoam noodles and eating the fuck out of these things. Well, this got me through my summers. Side note, which gets me through my winters. Have you ever seen the thing with what's the Nigerian comic? He's really funny. He does all the good voices and impersonations. Yeah, hold on. Oh, Godfrey. Yeah, Godfrey. Godfrey's like so African that it's like a stereotypical African. But people say you're supposed to boil the water. And then, but what do we like boiling on the stove? Why don't I just put the damn noodles in this damn boiling water on the stove?
I thought, yeah, it was for the other noodles, the packaged one.
Yeah, like what's the point of like they said you boil the water, pour the water over the noodles in the cup. Like, why don't I just empty the cup into the boiling water? Why would I do an extra step? But I say this about Godfrey because Godfrey says if you want to, as a black man, no matter how you want to look less dangerous, just have a latte in your hand. No cop is going to arrest a black man with a Starbucks cup. He was just like, you look less dangerous. Look less dangerous with this. He's like, when you put your lips up, he was just sipping on. He's like, nobody can do. Nobody can be gangster. It's kind of like in the club. Like people be asking me, "Do you want a straw?" Like, no, I don't want no straw. Have you ever seen somebody try to be cool? You're looking like the guy from the guy who hated on Florida State last season. You over there you trying to find the straw. You try to be cool and shit, but you can't find the straw. Ah, man, you can't be cool you can't be gangster with a latte. But I say all that to say, it's the most important time of year. You know, I know the holiday season is near. Pumpkin spice comes in September-ish, October. This thing right here, man. Don't know if you guys know what this delectable thing is. It's probably why I have diabetes. But every November 1st, Starbucks comes out with the holiday cups. But now they have the sugar plum Danish. This is how good this is. Starbucks is not paying me for this. They're not even giving me a free Starbucks like drink coupon. They're not even guaranteeing me that they'll make sure I have sugar plum Danishes when I get there. But from November all the way through December, I will eat this every morning and I will enjoy it. I got Miles one too, because we got Miles coffee. Miles needs to experience the joy of a sugar plum Danish. I'm pretty sure this is not real sugar plum. I don't know what it is. I don't know what a sugar plum is, but this shit is delicious. So if you don't go to Starbucks for anything else, go buy this little disc of $3.95 Joy, overpriced Joy, and understand that. No, Wayne, why was I late? I was late because I have kids. And you know what? Actually, you can use that as an excuse because I don't give a fuck what's going on in life. You can bet your bottom dollar. I'm going to Starbucks every morning. So I could be running shit hours late. I could be a surgeon.
We might not
have the show, but I'm going to go to Starbucks. I went to Starbucks before I went to the ER.
There's one right next to that.
Right. Knowing that I got to do my blood pressure, but like Starbucks is going to, they know I'm coming to Starbucks. Saban paying homage to the greatest program in college football history. I want y'all to see this and see the subliminal signs. A lot of people talk about this is how you know there's a sports Illuminati and that Florida State is at the top and everybody wants to be a part of this. So like, watch it. They always tell you to watch like the hand signals of celebrities, right? They always tell you to watch where they place their hands if they're a Mason. They tell you to watch like how they do these different things. Well, is Saban a secret? No. I want you to watch the hands and let's determine if he's really on our side. Is Nick Saban really on Team Seminole?
Well, you know, we talk about what a great rivalry game this is and what a big game it is, but it should be a big game for everybody. You know, everybody's on the team, all the fans, everybody. And the fans in this game should have a huge impact on this game. I mean, you can have a huge impact with the noise that you make. This team's trying to go fast. They run 2.7 plays every minute in the game. So you can affect that and disrupt that by making noise.
This is how he's trying to subliminally.
It's going to create energy and environment that our players will play better in. They'll be able to sustain their intensity better in. Which is what we lost last week, because it's going to take that kind of game for 60 minutes. These guys make a lot of explosive plays. They go fast. All right, so it's going to be one of those kind of games, and everybody's got to stay with it. You got to play the next play and stay in it as fans.
It was Captain America Civil War. What was the case number? He's like, the agent that kept saying, and he was going through the whole movie. and then he was looking for something so that he could say it to Bucky, and then it shifted Bucky into this terrorist.
The one that his like wake up word.
Yeah. You know, I got another thing here, one more stuff, and this is one of the real fatherhood is putting your kids in their place. I'm a punk as much as I'd like to proclaim toughness. If I wasn't, I would have went to the Florida State National Championship game, but I didn't because I had to go to work in San Antonio for the week before the championship game. They were going to fly me out to Cali, and I would have had to fly back. But, Florida State's won a national championship. But this is real fatherhood. And this guy says, my dad, a lifelong Ranger fan, breaking down watching his team win their first World Series. When my mom joked that he cried more than when I was born, he looked at me and said, I've known you 23 years. I've known the Rangers all my life. And this is real fatherhood, is like letting your kids know that they're not the most important thing in your world. Like, some things are more important. Don't be selfish. Let me enjoy this moment. And then this is why I love sports. Man, it's hurt. Like, this is get you in the fields, man. That's yes. If your eyes aren't sweating, you're a terrible person. If you don't know the anguish, it's like if a Miami fan it's been bad most of your life, more than you've been alive. Again, so I always tell people I was 5 years old when that 80s run ended. And most of you guys are either my age or younger than me. They've won one championship in the last 30 years. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I mean, it was a hell of a run when they were doing their thing. But, like, a Miami fan should cry when it happens. And I get it. But it's not going to happen anytime soon. But, like, the anguish and all the years of lying to yourself and saying you're back and all these different things, man, I'm with that. Grill Master has a great point. That man paid for a roof over your head for 18 years. Let him have this. This is where, like, the comment, like, with Ghost from Power, one of the realest shows ever, said, Tasha, show some compassion. He's talking to his wife, by the way. Show some compassion. The love of my life just died. It's like when you lost your best eater. What they say. Show some compassion. Like, let me have this joy. Don't take everything from me, kid. Getting into FSU, I don't know if we talked about this enough, but FSU fans are getting hated on and they're getting discriminated upon, but shut the fuck up. We're in the dance. That's all that matters. But I'll say this. Everybody, why is it that Florida State only has to deal with this? I've never heard this level of hate, and maybe some of you guys can diagnose this level of hate for me. Florida State gets criticized for a barely win. It almost lost. Michigan is said to have the most impressive resume because they've been the most consistent, and they haven't beat anybody. Worst record. I get Ohio State. Washington's almost lost a couple times. And the team that Florida State almost lost to, like, they've been 3-1 since that almost lost. Like, they're about to be bowl eligible. Maybe they're not as bad as what people thought they were. Shout out Boston College. It's also the red bandana game, and also I might have been locker room material. Who knows? This is what rivals say. This is what national pundits say. But then, and that almost, and then they'll say, well, that was it was in September, right? But they won't talk about the ass whooping that we gave LSU. Because that was too early. Because now it's too early. The game 2 weeks after the ass whooping to LSU is what Florida State's supposed to be. But the ass whooping, the thorough ass whooping that LSU got is not conducive to explaining what Florida State is. Michigan is considered the most consistent team. Let's talk about it. You know, this is what's also lauded for Florida State. Most consecutive games scoring at least 30 points. We've talked about this a lot. Florida State's at 14. Current active longest winning streak. Well, I mean, scoring streak. James, why is that important? If 14 is only the most, is like the most consecutive, right? That means it's fucking difficult to score 30 points. A lot. Just so y'all know what consecutive means, because again, 125th in the nation, 6th grade level. Some of y'all might be on that. Consecutive means back to back to back to back. Hold on, let's get it right. Back to 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 back, and then after that to back. And I'm gonna go ahead and predict 15 to back. We're gonna beat the fuck out of Pitt. Pitt's so bad that I had to do the shortest film breakdown that I've ever done. I got mad. I was like, this is a waste of fucking time. About to skip to Miami, do Miami breakdowns. Michigan is the next with 11. Oregon is the next, who everybody would say Oregon's a high-powered offense at 8, even though Dan Lannon is a defensive-minded guy. Texas, with the drunk Sarkisian, everybody talks about how good their offense is going to be. They're at 8. But it seems that nobody appreciates a full D, a fuller D, until you don't have it, until you realize it is gone. Most consecutive games allowing less than 30 points. So this statement alone, what does that tell us? Hey, everybody get got. Do you know Air Force at 15, Penn State at 13? Miami fans, that means Manuel Diaz is actually pretty fucking good. The defending back-to-back national champions, Georgia Bulldogs, at 9. Do you know who's after that? Florida State at 8. Florida State fans say, man, we just want to do any defensive coordinator is better than Fuller. Well, Michigan and Ohio State DCs, they'll probably take. You know how many games there? They're tied with Florida State at 8. So what does this tell us as a family? It's hard to get 30 points on Florida State. But Florida State going to score 30 points. And if Florida State scores 30 points, you're fucking losing. And that's on Bobby Bowden. Do you see why it's asinine to say things, silly shit like we need to fire people? I'm glad y'all are coming over, but I got to just make sure everybody has not converted to the Church of Fuller D. FSU has one of the best, most consistent offenses and defenses in the nation. There was a talk on, there was a Spaces, and everybody was talking about Miami, and I'm cooler. Like, one guy brought up Bain. One guy brought up that the Miami fan in my inbox said that Miami will be the best defense that you've played this season. I said, fair. Florida State would be the best team you've ever played. I think Bain won't be the best defensive end we've seen all year. And that's not knocking him at all. He's like, that motherfucker gonna be cold. He's only a freshman. That's the one they were talking about. Yeah, like he's dope. Bain is dope. Ain't one of them hurt though? Kelly's hurt. Nigel League. Now you got Nigel League and Bain. Ooh, shit. It kind of reminds me of so we just had Halloween, and one of my favorite movies to watch on Halloween is Vampire in Brooklyn. Really? And when he went into the church and he's like, he had to get out of the church, they had church outside. He's like, evil is good. Ass is good. If you get you a bit of evil ass, woo! Bain is good. Kelly's good. If you had Bain and Kelly, damn, I'd be nervous. But I'm saying all these things to say that it's not even about Miami. It's not about Florida. It's not about this. It's about the time that just Florida State is actually, it's okay to admit that, yo, these motherfuckers just might be kind of good, dog. But it is also, I'm more preaching to the fan base. The fan base finds new people to be afraid of every week. What does that mean, James? I heard, let's just go through this, bro. This shit was funny because, like, if you go and you listen to my breakdowns, and again, my thing is if the film and the data doesn't suggest that we should be afraid, like this, like, bottom line, if you want to know, I if I knew how to, like, I can't wait till December. Next football season, one of the things in the breakdown is going to be parlays, FSU parlays. I don't know how much, like, if any of you are listening to this and you're in a state where you can gamble online, if they have any kind of what do they call it? The bets, not superlative, prop bet. If they have a prop bet for FSU scoring a special teams touchdown, take that. This would be my parlay. Points, we're beating the spread, over. Trey Benson over 100 yards, Jordan Travis over 300 yards passing, and a special teams touchdown score. That's how bad Pitt is. They told me, Riley Leonard plays. I'm a little scared of Duke. I'm terrified of Duke. We beat the spread. People said Wake Forest is they're disciplined. They just shut the fuck up. Watch the film. Beat the spread. Virginia Tech scary. Beat the shit out of Virginia Tech and the spread. Clemson didn't even score over 30. Damn, I didn't even realize Clemson didn't score over 30 points. There's only one team that Florida State has faced that has outperformed Florida State. It was a noon game. It was cold as shit, uncharacteristically cold, wet and rainy, and they played their asses off. And Florida State did not do what I wish they would do, and they could have just killed them. They needed one more score, and they couldn't get it. And shit. I mean, they blew a 21-point lead. Well, almost blowing a 21-point lead, because blowing a 21-point lead means you lost. So they didn't blow it, but they came close. They tried. My point is, stop being afraid. One of the things that Florida State also has, again, and this is why I said take the prop bet of the special teams, is Florida State's special teams is way better than what people give them credit for. And I think it's up to us, people. The people who listen to this show that are Florida State fans, you took the mantra and you our offense is good. Our defense is good, as Eric says. Some people just can't handle the Fuller D. You just got to give them the tip. Yo, when I see him on Saturday, I'm like, you do know we have all kinds of fun with the Fuller D. We have all kinds of fun playing with Fuller D. Oh, man. They'll appreciate the Fuller D when it's getting that deep penetration. Some people can't handle deep penetration, though. They can't handle the D, so they tap out. You said the odds for the Pitt game? Yeah. We're 50.5 for the over, right? Yeah, 50.5. Take it. No, like, dead serious. Okay. All right. So watch the fucking Pitt breakdown. Again, okay, so my bad. So let me put this shit down. Eat that later. I started off with the Notre Dame game because that was the most recent game. Bro, when I tell you, one, ACC Network does 10 minutes. Normally, all their highlights are 9 to 10 minutes. The Notre Dame highlights were 3 minutes. It was full of Notre Dame putting belt to ass. The opening kickoff return, there were 5 missed tackles to start the game. Every punt return should have been returned for a touchdown. They muffed the punt. Pitt muffed the punt. They literally got abused. It was like watching B.S. Bishop Sycamore High School play IMG Academy. I'm watching this saying Mandarin can play with Pitt. I'm not saying we would win, but I'm saying we would give them I'm saying we scored 3 touchdowns on Pitt and it's a shootout.
Out of these props, which ones do you think are most likely? 3 straight scores by either team to score first, any team to score 40 plus points.
Yep.
Will there be overtime?
Nope.
First score of the game is a touchdown.
Yeah.
Will there be a scoreless quarter?
Yes.
Oh, really?
I think the fourth quarter.
Okay.
But I mean, but that's a dangerous one.
Yeah,
because I know Florida. What I think Florida State is going to do is whip ass for 3 quarters, and then that fourth quarter is going to be very fast.
And then send them back up.
Send them backups. They may score in that situation. Damn, what website is this? I want to do this every week.
Bet online.
We need to do bet online for the Miami game. I'm not going to do it yet for the Miami game because I got to watch some film. I have my theories.
And these are just props. Time of first score over under 6 minutes elapsed.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Defensive or special teams TD scored.
I think I think there will be a special teams or defensive one.
Team to score last. That one's tough. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
And then the last one I'll give is this isn't a prop, but over under passing touchdowns. Jordan Travis is at 2.5.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Fuck yeah. He's like averaging 3 a game right now. Hell yeah. Oh shit. We didn't get that printed out or like actually send me that because I want to put that on I'm gonna put my comments to see how I did. Does it have a number like you can put to it? Like if you wanted to bet something? Yeah. What would $50 get? Well, we'll figure that out. I want to know what a $50 parlay would get me if I put all those things together. Because I do think Pitt scores 10 points. My prediction is 52-10. And if they let me, I know it's illegal and this is probably terrible. I think somebody's getting carted off because I don't think this game should be played. And watching Pitt versus Louisville almost made me lose a friend. If anybody knows, one of my friends is John Heron, aka Hove, and he's a recruiting guy at Louisville. And this motherfucker has told me shit that I'm watching the film does not back up. They still got Javaris Brownlee. FSU fans know who Javaris Brownlee is. Javaris Brownlee single-handedly won us the Louisville game last year. Guess who got dunked on by a Pitt wide receiver early in the game? Brownlee. I'm like, I'm watching Louisville and I'm telling my friends, like, they are ass. I was mad because I'm sitting here listening to people say Louisville's a good football team because you're looking at their record and you're looking at the box scores and you're not looking at what happened. Notre Dame is not a good football team either. They just beat the fuck out of Pitt unmercifully, and Louisville beat Notre Dame. Like, and they feel, and let's go into some more reasons. My bad. It's more stuff that goes into all of this. But bottom line is FSU's good. And FSU's good because they have guys. Anytime I believe Florida State has a team with a guy with the last name of Coleman, they're at least good for 10 wins. I'm not sure how scientifically backed that is. I've only known of 5 years so far with Florida State having a Coleman on it. This guy's good. Remember, No Neck Mexican said that Keon Coleman wasn't elite? Well, Keon Coleman is on the Maxwell Award watch list. He joins Jordan Travis, Trey Benson. He's basically a finalist for this. 38 touchdowns, 38 receptions, 538 receiving yards, 9 touchdowns. Jit is nice. He is a first rounder. Stop trying to bring up Reposado into the comparison. Another person that everybody's trying to say is overrated, that are rivals, but I think this man is going to be eating on the backside of it is Jared Verse. He's one of 12 semifinalists for the Lombardi Award presented to the College Football Lineman of the Year. He's probably going to be a high first-round draft pick as well. Renegade Noel posts the reason why I thought this before, but he was so, and I'm giving him props. And if you go to, it's my guy Michael at Renegade Noel 85. he put why I believe Florida State is going to beat the fuck out of everybody else on their schedule. You got it up there. It's the video. It's got the TV. Yeah. And so ESPN interviewed Keon Coleman, who I speak a lot better now than I did when I was in college and when I was 18 as well. Got a lot more media training. I like Keon. Keon talks like my guy Pickens talks a little. He got a little Pickens in him, if you will. If you follow the show, you know what I mean. So, but like, let's listen to my dog talk about FSU and their thoughts on the rankings. And this is how every fan should feel. Again, if you're not listening to a Coleman and you're listening to all these other motherfuckers, that's your fault for being a scary ass bitch.
We chatted with Keon Coleman about earlier tonight. Keon wins over LSU, Clemson, and Duke. And when the initial college football playoff rankings came out, Florida State was ranked 4th. What was your reaction to that?
I think I'm just, we just focus on the season. Each game trying to be 1-0. But I mean, I don't think the rankings really matter at this point in the season. We still have a lot of games, a lot of ball to play. So it's good to be up there, but that's not our goal right now. Our goal is to continue to win these games, and that's the end goal. To end up winning all that. But it was good. I feel like they're disrespecting a little bit though, but we thankful they put it in there though.
Well, when they disrespect you, how do you respond?
You'll find out on Saturday.
That's the mindset. How do you feel about the disrespect? You're gonna find out on Saturday. It's just really low. It was a low recording, but basically Keon said they feel disrespected, but they ain't really worried about all that. They just happy to be ranked. And they asked him, how are you going to deal with the disrespect? He said, you're going to find out on Saturday. Basically meaning whoever the fuck is around is going to get there. They're going to fuck around and find out. That's how you deal with disrespect. Keon definitely is, but they put the power rankings for quarterbacks. Number 1 is Bo Nix. Okay. Number 2 is Jaden Daniels, who has been successful against everybody but Florida State, but somehow their defense is overrated. J.J. McCarthy, who threw 3 interceptions to Bowling Green State University, I believe is correct. They suck, and he threw 3 interceptions to them. His only 3 interceptions on the season, but whatever. Michael Penix Jr., who I have nothing bad to say. I'll probably have his high school head coach on later. Number 5 is Jordan Travis. Number 6 is Caleb Williams, who had a spark when he started, but now he's just garbage. But him and Michael Penix will square off this weekend. My guy Carson Beck, who I think they play Missouri. Good game, if I remember correctly. Arizona's quarterback, Noah Fafetta. Liberty State's putting out a quarterback. And Georgia Tech quarterback Haynes King, who probably took the spot of the Dyke because he beat him head to head. If y'all put Tyler Van Dyke in that game, you're going to be responsible what happens to that child. That child of God is on you. That's on you, Mario. You need to put somebody else out there. I'm just saying. You know that man is a statue. That man is afraid. And he can't handle the penetration from a Fuller D. He's going to saucy Santana him. If you don't understand the reference, give it a little bit of time. You'll understand this. Shout out to Miami. Miami does play North Carolina. I said this statement, though, in all due respect to Miami. Y'all beat Louisville. No matter what the fuck happens to y'all, we're going to beat y'all ass, but then y'all going to put ass to Louisville. So, you're going to be out of the ACC competition, but you're going to beat Louisville, so there is hope. So you'll probably be at the Gator Bowl, which means I'm going to give you some amazing content about Miami. So, Miami fans, you should be this should be a breath of fresh. This will be a breath of, you know what? I'm rooting for Miami to come to the Gator Bowl so that you guys can see what unapologetic, unbiased, great reporting looks like. Because unfortunately, you guys don't get that. And I feel bad. Gabe Urethra, the beat reporter, who just can't. Y'all get lied to so much by the beat reporters that I don't even know why y'all still listen to them. Like, what is it they're doing that makes you feel like, you know what? I know he lied to me. It's like when you see a chick who's constantly getting hurt by a guy and she stays with him. You deserve it. Like, Gabe Urethra, just, shout out to Louis. He said, finally pulled the plug Wednesday and joined. Didn't even give you a new member thing, man. That's fucked up, man. Give him some claps there, Miles, please. Louis got a new member. Louis said he pulled the plug and joined. I'm assuming he's talking about me. Let me read this. Oh, yeah, I'm assuming he's talking about me. Pro Football Focus is ran by lawn servicemen. Alex Atkins, he said he's like, for what it's worth, I know a guy who breaks down film for Pro Football Focus. He also is a lawnman. So I'm not saying, he said, take with that what you will. But I say all this to say is y'all go to the Gator Bowl. I'll have a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I do know some of their coaches because of what I do with the Green Jacket stuff. I'll be getting a chance to cover both schools. But Urethra keeps talking about Blunt, and Blunt saw Fuller D and understood, and basically so Gabe Urethra, basically Florida State flipped the Miami commit, who was a 2025 guy. He's reclassed into 2024. And Miami fans were saying immediately that he's going to flip back to Miami. And they said that there was a meeting that was going to happen, right? This is what Gabe put. But then this is what happened. So this visit didn't happen last night. Sounds like too many alarms sounded and they hit the pause button on it. It sounds to me like it would be rescheduled. Like, why you always lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Why you fucking lying? Like, if there's no news, just don't report the news, bro. Like, the one thing about the Blunt flip is was the worst kept secret for anybody. Like, we knew about this shit a month ago. And it's cool. People say else. It's just like when we had a kid flip to Florida. I think we had a kid flip to Miami or something like that. I don't go around saying the kid's a bitch. I don't go around that shit. All right, do what you got to do. Then when we whoop your ass, take that ass whooping like a man. But then this is the braggadocio that I don't like. And I don't know who this guy is. I don't know what he is. Hurricane T2Y. Hurricane T2Y. I hope this isn't really. This is the problem I have, because this is what some of y'all look like. And it's no disrespect. God makes us all, the gods make us all unique. He's a unique looking person. And this guy, and then I'm disrespected because some FSU fans said that they were going to give him the gear to be able to wear. He said he has it on audio and record, but we know a lot of these guys, not saying all Miami fans, but a lot of Miami fans aren't Lannisters. They don't pay their debts. The couple of them is the man of your dreams. I don't know what his real name is, but that's his Twitter. Like, shout out to him. The only thing he did that I didn't like is that he bet me that LSU was going to beat us, right? Not Miami going to beat us. He bet me that LSU was going to beat us. And then I said, cool, bet. Everybody was talking cash money. Chris sees how I do it. You feel that strongly about it. I don't make bets that I can't win. Put your money up. Put a stack on it. Put a couple stacks on it. Let me be your stimulus package. But then he said that was too much. And then then they talked about me in the Miami spaces. I went in there, and Miami's trap you making too big of a bet. So I said, bet. 500, cool. Shake your hands on 500. Got closer to the game. He knew that ass whooping was coming. He said, hey, man, let's just make it 250. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. All right, bro. He gave me my 250, though, expeditiously. So there's a lot to be said about that. And I don't, I'm not going to knock him, but I don't believe this guy is going to fit into it. If this dude wears an FSU shirt, we got to put him in a large. So we got to put the video up. I don't trust people who look like they work for call centers too. And he's got the call center headset on. And he says he stands on business. But I really think this is a cry for help more than it is a bet. Because why would I want that bet? I don't want to see you wear op colors. This isn't no gang shit. It's not like wearing our colors is going to get you fucked up. And if it does, call the police. Be Charleston White. I want to see you do something like you got to do for 365 days. You have to do the point differential and push-ups every day. I want to see you shave an eyebrow. Just one. And then you got, so you're looking like you startled on one side and that you're normal on the other side. I want to see you grow a full beard. I want to see some shit happen like that. I don't care about push play so they can hear what this guy said.
Listen, man, all you Florida State fans, I'm letting you know right now, Miami's gonna beat y'all this year. If Miami don't beat Florida State this year, I'm showing up to every single Miami Hurricane home game in 24 dressed up in Florida State gear. If Miami lose to Florida State this year, I'm showing up to every Miami home game with Florida State gear on.
That just sounds like me. That's like somebody's. You ever hear somebody just make random gay bets? If that dude right there wins, I'm gonna suck his, or I'll wear a dress to every. Nah, bro, you just want to wear a dress.
Right, that's what it.
Like keep it a bean. Like this is safe. This is a safe space. Safe space. Just keep it a bean. Just want to wear FSU gear. Just wear some fucking FSU gear, bro.
That's what I'm saying. If Florida State wins, I'm gonna dress better for the rest of the season.
Right. Like it was I'm gonna look good. Bitch, that ain't happening all of a sudden. Yeah. You know what? That's what it is, bitch. You want to be for real? You got I'm not giving you a Walmart brand jersey either. We're gonna give you a fucking authentic. And your ass got to squeeze into a skilled player's authentic jersey. If you want to know what that really feels like, go watch my video with Jack when he had to wear a game jersey. That bitch gonna fit on you like a jersey dress. Like you gonna look like you was in the like a bitch in the early 2000s. Nah, Luke is a fan. I mean, he's straight. I know it's a couple Miami fans that listen to me because they like me. They're like, one thing you're gonna do, James, is keep it a bean. And I'm like, cool, I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'll know more about Miami. And I'll tell you, like, when I watch the film breakdown, it's unapologetic. I will be honest with you. Pitt is shit. If, I'm gonna be real mad. I told somebody yesterday on Florida State staff, if we don't beat the fuck out of Pitt, if I go up there in that goddamn cold and y'all don't do what y'all supposed to do, I'm gonna be madder than a motherfucker. Post this. Side note, I'm posting in the chat something for my jit. If you like popcorn, Trey's trying to raise some money for he's in the National Snitch Society. What is that thing called? He's the safety patrol. Yeah. It makes me so mad. It makes me mad because I have to wake up early, to take him to school fucking early, for him to go be a snitch, for him to go on a trip to Washington, D.C., right? He's going on a trip to Washington, D.C. That's what he's raising. He can go to D.C. whenever the fuck he want to go to D.C. That's also true. He doesn't have to be on Paw Patrol.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's so funny. He goes on a regular basis.
He was just in New York chasing fucking Pokemon. All he has to do is say, that's like, yo, you don't have to be this way, man. All you got to do is make good grades, do what the fuck you're supposed to do, halfway keep your room clean. If I get him taking out the trash, he'll get more. And you get what the fuck you want to get. He wants to struggle. I swear to God, if he becomes like Michael Irvin's son, I'm going to kick him out of a car on I-10. But if you guys like the double popcorn, the double good popcorn, I put the link in there. I'm going to post it on my page. Please support the jit. They got good caramel popcorn. If you like the caramel one, what stinks is that I just bought a whole bunch of caramel popcorn for somebody else's child. and I can't even do that. Michigan shit is getting out of hand, but basically, speaking of snitching, all the coaches have a conference call where they're all snitching, and they're saying that there was on yesterday a vast majority of the league's coaches encouraged Commissioner Tony whatever to punish Michigan amid its NCAA sign stealing investigation. Collectively, the coaches want the Big Ten to act. Do you know what the College Football Playoff Committee says? NCAA ain't got shit to do with us. So what? And it reminds me of something that was asked before the season started. Somebody said, "What should North Carolina do with the Tez Walker situation? What if they just ignored and just went about doing it?" The games don't get. They have to go through a process to vacate the wins, right? So you technically can play and just win. That's why I said Florida State should just play Darryl Jackson. Clearly, the NCAA doesn't give. I mean, not NCAA, but NCAA doesn't give a fuck either. But clearly, the college football playoff don't give a fuck. Michigan ain't just stealing signs. Like they like it's not just out there. Like you got it. This is what I talked about with the cheating scandal with Music World Cultures. You got to like most of us cheat the good old fashioned hard earned way. Like we've been looking at their film, we're reading over, we're over there seeing stuff. If we notice they do this 50 times, and then it's a dive play. All right, well, anytime they do that, set your defense up for a dive. Like that's the good old fashioned American way of sign stealing. Like, we ain't got a coach over there with a zoom with the big ass camera that they have for games over there highlighting one coach, buying tickets and sneaking on other teams' sidelines. Did you see the guy with glasses? Yeah, like for me, that can't be. It just has to look like the guy from Central Michigan. That's Jim McElwain, Florida's former coach. Oh, that's what it was. Central Michigan. No, I'm saying that's the team he coaches, and he was just like, I don't know who this guy is. I have no idea. It's no way that's fucking real, man. He looks like a guy wearing a disguise. That's true. That's true. My man Zoe said I stream. Oh, FSU. Oh, they definitely care. They trust and believe them. Them motherfuckers care, boy. If you see how much stuff I get stricken, I'm like, God damn, man. What the fuck I did now? I don't even be remember. You know they didn't strike us for the cartoon shit in the last show. They struck us for something else. I'm like, damn, they be striking like a motherfucker. But then I see people with stuff, whatever, man. I don't even give a fuck. YouTube going YouTube. But Michigan is wild. But before I get into these last two topics are kind of serious. So, but I'm gonna make it more light with the first one. So, I joke about Fuller D, and I know what it sounds like. That's why I continue to do it. But nothing's better than when a coach just really gets caught in the moment and really just says some like, "Hey, yo, come on, B, what the fuck is going on?" And so, I think he knows what he's doing. You just gotta take the hose, you gotta work the hose, and just let it burst all in your face. Like, hey, man. But Antonio Pierce, did we say this one already? Couldn't have said this. But Antonio, what makes it better is that, like, let's listen to the video first, and then we'll highlight some of the comments. You can actually scroll down in the videos there. And we got two brothers. Love it. Actually, this might not be the thing. This might just be them saying where they're from. Anyways, play that. That's cool.
And had opportunities to leave and go to other organizations. I decided not to. The short story, the matter of fact is I grew up in Compton, California. I was born a Raider. I was born with the Raiders rolling in the Coliseum in LA. I was rolling with NWA, talking straight out of Compton, rocking Raider hats. So when the opportunity came to work with Josh and Pat Graham and Dave, I jumped on it. So that's what set me up for this. I was born this way and had opportunities to leave and go to other organizations. I decided not to.
Antonio Pierce, the comments that were made that weren't in that. I'm a former player. I touch former players. They're going to feel me, and I need to feel them. It's just so pure, and I get what he's saying, but it's just so easy to for us to go sophomorish and be like, hey, yo. That being said, more serious note. And I had a friend in Africa. She put this. She made a good point. Rape is only taken seriously when it's from a man to men. I think it should be taken more seriously, but women don't take it seriously. But we only care about women's stuff for the most part. That's why the same misogynistic constructs and culture that people fight against are the things that give certain sexes and certain orientations more power than what they probably should have or shouldn't have. So what do you mean by that? There's a guy who I think is a dick, and I think he sucks. I think he's the problem with it's the problem with the social media world, and that's DJ Academics. I want to start off with saying I don't like DJ Academics. That being said, DJ Academics is somebody in which I don't have to listen to, and I generally don't. But he is a critic of hip-hop culture. He is said to pick on women a lot, and he does. But he also picks on men. The problem is that women are the only ones that typically cannot take criticism because without having to have outrage. And what I mean by that is if I go out right now and say, I don't know, fuck city girls, and I say why I don't like city girls, and Miles makes this into a soundbite, I will probably have 100,000 views of that reel. One of the best reels we have is talking about Black women being upset about the Freaknik documentary. Shit that you actually did years ago, being an adult, a consenting adult, that you are now afraid comes back to life because you're an upstanding church-going woman that don't want people to know about you being a whore. Which is fine. Academics does this. Academics also says men albums suck. But from what I understand, Academics, and this is true, DJ 904, Ak is the loser that never got any women until he got money. And you're right. But I got news for y'all. A lot of your favorite athletes are just like that. Too. Yeah, for real. That's a lot of people. A lot of people, to be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. A lot of people would rather. I had a coach come up and say his uncle told him, anything in life that you can't lease or rent, you don't need it, including women. And he was just like, I saw it's a divorce attorney that's talking about that talks about this stuff. He says being a pretty woman is one of the pretty or sexually confident woman is one of the most lucrative businesses that you have. And he doesn't mean he didn't say anything about OnlyFans. He's like, I had a guy whose case I worked. He took $1 million, made it into a hedge fund, and turned it into half $500 million. He sold it for $500 million. His wife, who was somewhat attractive, all she did was have sex with him sometimes. She walked away with $200 million. He's like, you can't tell me having sex every now and then was harder than what the fuck he did to build that hedge fund. It's not all women. It's just, and it's happening to women now. That's why I said y'all really don't like some of the shit starting to happen to you. Like y'all making some bread and y'all dating these Tyrones or these Jodys and they hitting your ass. But my problem with Ak is if you don't like Ak and you want to whoop, like Glorilla said, I'm gonna whoop your ass. She's hood. And I don't like the threat of a woman because what benefit does it have? If you come up to me and I'm not going to let you whoop my ass. Yeah, not at all. I don't give a fuck what you are. The minute you come over, the one thing I always tell people is the minute you touch my face is the minute all lives matter to me. And the stronger you are, the more I'm going to take you as a threat. So yeah. I've watched Snapped. I've seen enough women beat the fuck out of men. And I had to know that women can do harm. But that being said, Glorilla's Glorilla. And I'm never going to put myself in positions. I typically try to walk away before I get into stuff like that. Even with men. Men typically talk to men in a certain manner because you know there is always the threat of violence when there's two men in a room.
Mutually assured destruction.
Basically. But when there's a woman, because of misogynistic culture, we are taught to don't hit women. Even this, Charles, I don't believe in that. He said, Charles brings up a good point. I don't hit women, but I got women to hit them back. I don't want anybody going to jail on my behalf. And I'm sorry, there's this thing called premeditation. So like if I actually go get the woman, they're premeditated, so they're gonna really go to jail. Like you don't want premeditation. Now they're there and they come in and they scrap, then that's cool. It's organic. But like I don't want to go into a situation with the idea of committing a crime because violence is a crime. But no, I get Craig Smith is a phenomenal comedian. If that's who I'm thinking about. He's like, I just saw something where it's the mass movement. Was it Men Against Soft Shit?
He's a light skinned dude.
Yeah. And he does the I think he does the jokes.
Yeah,
roast me things. Yeah, he's fucking hilarious. It's the most out of pocket shit. But anyway, so I'm going all this to say DJ Ack made this comment about the City Girls. And it's Saucy Santana, whose music I've never heard, but it's unique because it's got a really amazing beard and a bald head, and he wears skirts. So he fucking stands out. And they keep putting the microphone in his hands. And it's a lose-lose situation. He is clearly a man.
Yeah.
And he threatened to beat up DJ Academics. And he didn't just threaten to beat up DJ Academics. He threatened to beat up DJ Academics, and he threatened to take his booty after he beat him. Now, I will not lie. DJ Academics' response is absolutely hilarious to me. And it's hilarious to me because it's of that of a man who I don't think can beat he can beat Saucy Santana.
There's no chance.
I think Saucy Santana whoops his ass.
Yes.
And that is the play the audio, because this is the sound of a man who knows. And there's Saucy Santana's to the right and DJ Academics is to the left. One, it's terrifying just looking at a full, like a real Atlanta looking dude. One, those shorts are kind of like a little bit too pink for me, but they're kind of fire. I think those are shorts. And then he has a shirt. It's a t-shirt, it's a shirt, but he's got full set of nails, man.
Oh, you mean when it plays?
Yeah, before it plays. But yeah, oh, it might be no. That's the Dr. Umar one.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what makes him funny. Is Dr. Umar. Because Dr. Umar has the same concerns that I have. But it's the first one where Academics is crying. You probably gotta go. It's the second one. Yeah, that one.
Oh my.
Yeah, so if you play that, so let's listen to what he's saying. Because to Ax's point, like, how do you defend yourself against a large homosexual man that's threatened to rape you?
I'm not trying to get canceled to fuck up what we got going on. I'm never trying to get canceled, say the wrong thing. I know what we got going on. I love it. I'm trying not to get canceled. But this shit does bother me.
Let's think of that ass too. Like, y'all. Oh man.
Yeah, I tried to lighten it
Put it
up.
like,
but,
yo, chat, just put it like this. Bro, with everything we've talked about, bro, I've never cared about, I don't care what rapper got at me, bro, ever. But like, really, there's certain shit I really don't fuck with.
He know he gonna lose.
I will never do. But like, I gotta sit here and act like I know I'm in America. I gotta sit here and just act like I don't fuck with certain shit. I would never like it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. He doesn't.
My nigga's so angry right now. He would have cried.
Yeah, you cry. I don't understand.
Like, to me, honest to God's truth, you tell me if you're one of those, and again, I don't care who you fucking or who fucking you, as long as you ain't fucking me. Like, that's my political, that's all that stuff. But if you come up because you don't like my opinion and you know you like men's butt and you say some shit like that, I'm not even gonna argue with you. I'm just gonna tell you, you come around here, I'm gonna put two in you the minute I see you. And I ain't talking about dicks. I'm gonna give you. It's like the argument. Have you seen the comedian? He's Moneybag Yo has this arguments in Atlanta going wrong. He's like, hey man, I'm gonna fuck you up. When? Hey man, you keep talking that shit to me. I'm gonna put something high to you. I hope so. Better be that dick. He's like, man, what the fuck? He said, man, what the fuck just happened? But here's the wild part. And this is what I always want people to think about when they say shit like I agree with Saucy Santana. And it's the same thing that I saw a podcast pose, the August Alsina situation. Imagine Will Smith and Jada took in one of Willow Smith's friends who was struggling with his sickness. And Will Smith was banging her back out. We would call Will Smith the predator. We would say all kinds of things. There'll be think pieces on the root, all these different things. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, this situation was reversed. We use the same two people. Or, forget that. Because Saucy Santana wants to identify as a woman, and women seem to let men identify as women now and tell you what a woman is and what a woman isn't. That's your fault. Imagine I'm arguing with a woman, and I don't like what that woman says. And I, James Coleman, say, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you and I'm going to stick my dick in your ass. Oh. That don't sound as cool, right? That sounds really rapey. That sounds fucked up. Like, that sounds really fucked up. Like I'm like, call it what you want. Either sexual assault is sexual assault, or it's serious, or we gonna joke about it because we don't like somebody. And that's my problem with the way we're in society, is that y'all want to joke when it's cool, but then it's like, and Act, I'm not finna cry about it, but Act is in a bad situation. Let's say Act could beat the fuck out of Saucy Santana. What benefit does he have for beating the fuck out of Saucy Santana? Now you're homophobic for whooping a homosexual's ass that said he was gonna fuck you if he beat you. Like, I don't get it, man. Like, to quote The Wire, you wanted to be one way. This shit don't make sense to me. That being said, I know some homosexuals that can fight, man. Like I was telling you, man, if you was in Tallahassee in the 90s and early 2000s, there was a motherfucker named Tommen. Tommen's still around. I just haven't seen whatever Tommen is in quite some time. My godbrother's, he's related to my godbrother in some capacity. Don't know if it was the uncle, cousin. Don't know what the fuck Tommen was. But Tommen was 6'4", 275-pound tranny. Wore size 16 shoes. Fucking terrifying. Funny story, really happened at my I believe it was at my sister's birthday party. Anyways, I was 15. I had just got my muscles. Everything came in. I've always looked like a grown man, but I looked like a grown ass man then. I was sexy than a motherfucker. But what happens was, I'm in the pool. My mom and everybody are in the room that was rented. And Tommen's up there with everybody, with all the mamas. He's looking out the window. And Thomas says, who is that fine red moan getting out of the pool? And my god sister looks, my god mama looks, and then my mom comes up there and looks. And my mom is about ready to whoop Thomas' motherfucking ass. Because she's like, bitch, that's my motherfucking son. And when I heard that, Tommen actually moved in with my godbrother JB. They lived in the house. All the fucking slumber parties at JB's house ended right then. I didn't stay at my godbrother's house for the rest of my high school career. Like, none of that shit. I was like, and that was my round. We came up together. He was Two Pants Tour DJ, all of that shit. I got him his first equipment. I knew that I was 14, 15. That motherfucker was 6'4", 275 pounds. I like to fight. That's a battle to the fucking death. So again, I might be a little triggered on that shit. He didn't say he wanted to fuck me, but I'm just saying, he said, who the fuck is that red bone? Like, I know that's a big motherfucker. And I've seen this motherfucker work at Denny's, man. And somebody, if you want to know what Tom was like, he's bigger than this. Go look at the scene True Blood. In True Blood, when they say they don't want the faggot making their hamburger, and they wanted the burger without AIDS, and then what the dude comes in and beats the hell out of them rednecks, and that's the shit that Now, granted, he made him eat the burger, but it could get weird, man. But again, like, sexual assault is sexual assault, man. Like, you just gotta listen, man. But lastly, this is more serious than that bullshit, because at the end of the day, I would actually put out. I'd go Charleston White on Sauce and Santana. Be like, that motherfucker threatened me with sexual assault, sir. Officer, get them. Put him where he wants to be at, around a bunch of men. Bob Knight died. Legendary coach. One of the best quotes I've ever heard. If I want to be cremated, but I want this on my urn, even though I won't be buried. He had this thing. What is it? When it's all said and done, and my time on earth is past, I hope they bury me upside down so the world could kiss my ass. Bob Knight was a shit talking, all the things that we think about old school coaches. He was extremely successful. Hearing Isaiah Thomas talk about how he recruited his family in the hood, it was in Chicago. It was dope. Reminds me, this is weird because him and Bill Parcells remind me of my grandmother. And my grandmother's tough. And just that kind of love. And everybody doesn't respond to that kind of tough love well. And there are people who love him and there are people who hate him. But the thing that I love about, and that's history, is, I think that should be how he's remembered. And I had a friend of mine, Ethan Thomas, played with the Wizards. Phenomenal, well thought, provoking black guy. He's using his platform now. He's in sports journalism. He writes really good stuff. Phenomenal father as well. And he said this, and this is what got me thinking. He's like, what do you do when a network asks you of all people, to come on and celebrate the life and legacy of someone who they know you've written numerous articles in describing his history of abusing his players emotionally, mentally, physically, and even physically, in an entire state that through a cult-like following enabled, supported, empowered him through decades of deplorable behavior and abuse of authority and power? Do you put it all to the side and join the chorus of revisionist history and talk about how many games he won in the NCAA? Do you push to have a thorough examination of someone's life after they just passed? Or do you just respectfully decline the invite? I choose to respectfully decline and told them that we can table this discussion for a later date. Now, while I believe he's a courageous man, and I believe that people want to have, the nice talks, because people always say you can't have this conversation when they die, like when they just die. But I think one of the problems with history is that everybody wants history to be one way. History, I love talking about Martin Luther King. Great men are not good men. Bob Knight was a great man. He was great at what he did. And he took a lot of people out of situations. And in that process, he probably fucked up a lot of good people. And you should not apologize for that. He should have, but nobody who believes in but there is a lot of people, and the reason why racism is so hard to get away, I'm not saying Bob Knight's that, is because you want to believe your mima and your papa wasn't the person in that picture hanging somebody after church. People forget head deacons were the grand wizards of the KKK. That doesn't even mean that they weren't good to somebody. They were just a fucking terrible person at times. Bob Knight was as equally a great motivator of men as he was a destroyer of men. And that truth deserves to be said in a respectful manner. You can say Bob Knight was a dick. He's got plenty of video clips of that. But he was a coach at the end of the day. He wasn't a world leader. He wasn't somebody who did, like I always tell people, believe everything that you hear about me. Because it might be true to that person in that instance. Maybe Bob Knight didn't gel with the players that he recruited, and he thought he was one way, and he wasn't. For the most part, most coaches recruit people that they feel could take their level of recruiting. And in a college, you choose the college you go to. Personally, if I saw a guy throw a chair in the middle of the goddamn court, I'm probably not going to play for that guy. And, we see what's right, what's wrong. It's played out in real time. I saw a guy really try to, especially when you really challenge and you press. The guy was talking, it's a good thing with the Hamas, the Palestinian Israeli conflict is really interesting if you keep an open mind and you look at both sides. The guy asked, what if Hamas was hiding in Israel? Would y'all use the same tactics? Because Hamas is a terrorist organization and they do need to be eradicated. But would you bomb innocent Israelis in order to get Hamas? And he said, but Hamas is not in there. But what if they were? Would you use the same tactics? And the Israeli guy said, well, no, of course we would use. But why of course? Why is it of course you would use different tactics? It's because you've painted somebody as the enemy. And I think too often it's more complex than that. I think great men are complex. And in order to be, that's why I always joke with people say about Bobby Bowden. My teammate PK Sam had a terrible experience with Bobby Bowden toward the end. I believe I have my reasons and my thoughts, but in order for Bobby Bowden to be as great, I know he's not as all shucks, but he was good to me. And I think the people who Bob Knight was good, like I good things to say about him. And rightfully so. And maybe other people won't. And rightfully so. But I think there's a way to do it respectfully. And I think it should be done. That 30 for 30 was dope that they did a while ago. But, But to end this on a lighter note, and on this weekend, I want everybody to take this into account. It's the season. It's the holiday season. Everybody, Hallmark Channel is about to rank up these things. I'm gonna be very happy in a joyous mood, even for things that make me mad. But it's one season that's year round, but it gets amplified right now. And that season is called Get Your Girl Back season. We have this thing in our group chat that we say it is always Get Your Girl Back season. Nobody proves this more than Nelly. Nelly got back with Ashanti. And man, Ashanti's doing all the things that women say that they don't do. This is why I laugh. Me and my mother were talking about this yesterday. She says, sometimes my friends, I laugh, I tell them my son is a personality, and some of the things he's doing is to get a reaction. I'm like, Mom, your son. She's like, does he hate women? She's like, well, no, he loves me. She's like, he doesn't like light-skinned women, but that's more of a preference. I said, hey, light-skinned women are cold. But I said, Mom, the world I live in, with not just social media, but just the athlete world, there are women who are in that world that fit that believe that the world should be catered to them. But then we look at uber successful women. You know what uber successful women, if there's one thing that women should probably listen to or look at, it's the women who are uber successful. You know what they do? What? They go out and get that motherfucker. They don't just they pay. Ashanti got Nelly a 1962 Impala for his 49th birthday. That shit is fucking rare. And you know what's funny? Women talk about they won't go to Red Lobster on a date, while Beyonce is singing songs about taking her man to Red Lobster when he gives her good dick. And her man is a billionaire. All I'm saying is, Nelly stayed the course. did what he needed to do in his life, and he went back and he got his girl. And I'm also going to say sorry, Dr. Umar. We didn't play your thing, but I wasn't open, but I'm more open as I get older in age. I'm learning my worth. Good guy. I'm going to teach my sons their worth. Make sure my sons know that they're fucking Hispanic. Half black, but they're fucking Panamanian. We're going to know our Panamanian heritage. And with that, I'm going to tell them that if every man in every man in the world married one woman, there will still be a ton of leftover women. That's not including the gays. God damn it, man. I'm starting to look at some of these pictures. 50 Cent had that crazy white woman that was a news person, and all she does is talk about 50 Cent still to this day. And then this news anchor, this is love. Put the picture up. These people, this white woman went out and saw she had a nice little chocolate guy, and she went out and got him. This is what Hallmark movies are made of. Do you see the smile that man has? That is fucking joy. She left her husband. These were the anchors. Yeah. And she put, it is Instagram official now. That woman went out and got what I am starting to see some of. That is black boy joy. You got men around here having to deal with women. I need a man who can deal with me. That's the smile of a man who don't have to deal with a woman. That woman he's just with a woman. And it's like during the holiday season, man, that motherfucker his life is a sugar plum Danish. That's what it feels like right now. All jokes aside, man, it is always get your girl back season, though. Just always remember that, fellas. Endure scenes. Louis, you shut up, Louis. You ain't no Panamaniac, Louis. I don't know what a name like Louis, though. He don't even spell it like Louis. It's not Luis. It's Luis. Like, I bet I've been saying that all wrong. Oh, Damien put somewhere in Irv Gotti is crying. Irv can't get his girl back. My man, it's Panamanian. If I got to deal with you, then it's probably not worth it. Facts. Luis. I got to do that. You know what? I don't know when we're going. We're not doing Thanksgiving. If we're doing Christmas if we're doing Christmas with your Aunt Donna, I'm going to do the Spanish thing. Have you seen the thing where they go around and ask Mexican people to pronounce sports teams?
Oh my gosh. I would love for you to do that. That would be hilarious.
I just want, because I got to get, because your dad sounds more Caribbean than Spanish.
Yeah.
But his sister's as Spanish as fuck.
Yeah.
And your mom is more Caribbean than Spanish too. That's what she sounds. But I got to get because just when he spelled the Luis, I'm like that's Jaime could do
it. It's hard because they've been Boston fans.
Yeah. It's just funny, dog. Like a problem. Like the one thing I encourage anybody to do. I'm sorry, we'll leave with this. I'm not saying go get you a sugar plum Danish like my guy got. This holiday season, or in general, in 2024, if you're afraid, I'll do it with you. Almost like the guy in that scene. You remember that scene when the guy was like, well, I can't say the N-word. What if he say, sure you can. Why can't you? Come on, I'll say it with you. Don't do that. Don't do that. But what I'm saying is go experience the holidays with somebody that's completely unlike you and have a ball. Enjoy this shit. The only thing that I won't do, and that's because I've had it before, is I don't do the fucking green bean casserole, white people. Oh, no. Don't bring some fucking green bean casserole to my house. I'm going to fucking cuss you out. And it's not because I'm racist. It's because we don't do cream and mushroom and beans and nuts. Like, that's not what we do. It's the Super Bowl of holidays. Bitch, bring carb-rich food that's going to make us all go to sleep. That's what the fuck the holidays is supposed to be. And if you ain't never cooked it and nobody's ever requested you to have something, don't bring that shit to Thanksgiving and Christmas. You try that shit out on people before you come out there. Because my family will pick on you. And they will let you know that shit was trash. But all that being said, but seriously, like Spanish holidays are fun, especially real Spanish men. You don't know if they're really Spanish or if they're gay. Like, because they're very loving. Like, they're very, what emotional, hey. What's it? Not Poppy. What is it? Primo! Yeah. Like, you be like, oh, shit. Hey, man, hold up. Then they look at you. And then I got one cousin is gay. Oh, yeah, that's right. And he's cool. He's the most reserved. Now they're not together, but like they was gay than the motherfucker. But like I thought he was just a well-dressed dude. I didn't realize that was the gay cousin until they told me that's the gay cousin. I'm like, oh, yeah. She's cool though.
Yeah, she's calling me right now.
No doubt. Well, probably Auntie Donna just sent me like 5,000 fucking text messages. But on that note, man, y'all have a great weekends. Check out Pitt. I'll probably try to put what my prediction would be, and then we can see if I would have won. I'll either be pissed off because I didn't bet, or I'll be like, it was $50 if I would have bet and lost it. Check out the Pitt versus the Pitt breakdown Monday night. Monday we'll have our shows. We'll have the Pitt breakdown of the game. We'll have Big Games B.S. Remember, next Wednesday, we're gonna do a new thing. If you're green, you can put yourself for the Miami tickets the whole time. If you're not green, you got the first 30 minutes of the show to put your name up. If your name's not up, you can't win. But Wednesday, we will give away a pair of tickets to the FSU Miami game. Tailgate still in effect. Go purchase your tailgate tickets, all of that jazz. Other than that, appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. We will see you guys next time.